Another hardcore classic WoW video. So I've been putting in quite some hours on the PTR so far. I'm trying not to go too hard, but the thing is, I'm just enjoying it so much. So far we have a level 30 Warlock on the PTR. The level cap is level 30, by the way, and we have made a second character, a Druid. Kind of like funnily, it's the same classes I had on Classic Era as well. Warlock main, then a Druid, right? We're doing the same thing again. Now, we have also done some other things as well, like running to Winter Spring on a level 2 character to help tactics out, and I'm probably going to be making some more Warlocks later down the line to do some Warlock practice. I'm planning to play a Warlock on launch, for example, but that's enough about me. I just wanted to give like a quick intro right there. But today we're taking a look at some Reddit stuff, dude. Yeah, we're taking a look at some Reddit stuff and reacting to it, and basically, I've been a big fan of hardcore for a long time, but being like a content creator and also checking comments, reading Reddit, and just streaming and hearing different people's takes, you definitely get like the people that like hardcore and the people that don't like hardcore. And today we're taking a look at what I consider to be a ridiculous take on why hardcore is going to fail, which is probably going to be some of the title in this video as well, just taking a look at why they think it will fail, but personally I don't think it will. And I'll probably make a different video coming out later at some point about why I personally think hardcore servers will succeed, and quite massively so as well, just like to counter this argument, instead of putting this video into like a 40-minute video. So let's head over to Reddit, boys, and check it out, the place where you have the most base takes of all time. Now we're probably going to be taking a look at more Reddit posts like this, and also talking about the best class, doing some tier lists, having discussions basically, live on Twitch and on Kick, which you can find a link to, probably like in the pinned comment if I remember to put one, or it will be in the video description. I am live pretty much every single day. The support recently has been absolutely insane, so thank you so much. If you have checked out on Twitch, checked in on Twitch or on Kick, thank you once again so much. Okay, let's check it out, boys. Here we go. So, WoW Hardcore is the epitome of what made Classic WoW worse than vanilla. That is a pretty captioning title, definitely going to pull some attention to that one. Now make sure to pay attention to how many upvotes it has, like 0, and how many comments. So people are definitely not agreeing with this take. I just think it's a fun take to talk about and hear your aspects on it. It's basically a doomer take, if you ask me, on the hardcore series. So not satisfied that the game is solved in every aspect of its gameplay, streamers push the optimization culture on a professional level to be the meta in Classic. Now streamers created the epitome of time-wasting culture for Classic WoW, namely hardcore. I mean, it's a waste of time if you're a normal player that enjoys playing WoW how it was intended to be played. If you gain money from people watching you play and have to play all day every day, it makes total sense to push for hardcore. Now you have an engaging experience to show instead of mechanically farming like a bot or doing consecutive dungeon runs to appeal for your followers. It saddens me that instead of a more engaging game to play, the community pushed for a more entertaining one to watch to be played. My prediction, the hype for WoW Hardcore will die for most normal players after losing their first level 40 plus character, and to those that stay, the same will happen after they reach level 60 and inevitably die too. The end game will be empty of people besides a few tryhard fan guilds that will be formed around those streamers. So this is probably someone who doesn't understand, doesn't find anything fun in playing hardcore at all, and I'm gonna counter this one thing. It's a waste of time if you're a normal player that enjoys playing WoW how it was intended to be played. First of all, playing any video games is a waste of time if this is what you consider to be a waste of time. Raiding would be a waste of time, PvPing would be a waste of time, everything is a waste of time. It's all about, if you're playing video games, what I consider it is, are you having fun? If you're having fun, are you wasting your time? If you still think you're wasting your time when you're having fun, then I think you've completely missed what video games are. It is a way to waste time to have fun. You're exchanging your time to have fun, and the simple fact is, a bunch of people are having fun playing hardcore. Even the PTR, this PTR is way more popular than the Season of Mastery one, and even the hardcore servers, they absolutely took off in terms of how many people have been playing them. Hundreds of thousands of people have downloaded the hardcore add-on, for example, and the hardcore servers were at many points more popular than regular Classic Era realms, for the majority of their part. They were even more popular than regular Classic Era realms. So if people only wanted to watch streamers, then why were there so many people actually playing the game? If it's like something you say here, that they're pushing for something to be more entertaining than just something they want to play, why are they playing? In this case, nobody would play hardcore, but everyone would be watching hardcore, right? That's not what's happening though. Like, sure, it's fun to stream, it's fun to watch, but it's also a lot of fun to play. This is why people are pushing for it, because they find this fun. You might not. That's okay. People think differently. It's why some people are playing Minecraft, some people are playing Fortnite, we're playing WoW, people are playing different games because they simply find different things fun. For some people, having the aspect of only having one life definitely adds a risk versus a reward element. You feel more attached to your character, and actually if there's one thing we can all agree on, classic WoW, when you put so much time into your character, that emotional attachment and personal attachment to your character is a massive deal, and it's a bigger part of the game itself. Now, by having only one life and playing hardcore, we're sticking with that element, and even enforcing it, so the personal attachment to the character is even bigger this time. Now for this one, the hype will die for most people the moment they die at level 40 plus. For some people, sure, like let's say you have 1 hour to play every single day, getting to level 60 would be like 150 hours invested, which if you're doing 1 hour per day, that's half a year wasted, right? Now, once again, reverting all the way back to, what do you think is fun? If you only want to raid at max level and want to farm loot, obviously hardcore will not be for you. It's not trying to appeal to that player base that just wants to run raids and dungeons 24/7 and farm loot. This is appealing to a whole new audience that might not think that is fun. If you want to run dungeons 24/7 and run raids 24/7, you have an avenue to do so. You can play Wrath Classic, or even like literally Classic Era, or Retail to do that, to farm loot. You have every single avenue you want to do that part. For hardcore, it's shifting. It's shifting the meta and the way of playing from probably GDKPs and also, once again, farming loot at the end game to more of a more risky environment, right? Instead of farming loot, you're more like playing carefully and trying to do 1 or 2 raids per week instead of just speeding through them in a speedrunning meta. Now, once again, this might not be for you, and that's okay. But trying to say it's not for everyone, or not for anyone else in this case, I mean, it's a prediction, right? The hype for WoW hardcore will die for most normal players after losing their first level 40. I just simply don't think that will happen, and I have a bunch of reasons why, which I'm going to cover in a different video, because this one could be way long. So I'm just going to read some comments here so you can check those out, but please feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on the Doomer takes or any other based takes that you might have. I'm definitely on the side that I think hardcore will be doing great, especially when you consider the changes they've put into the hardcore service too. There are a couple of things they could do, like for example put in a Soul of Iron NPC. Now that's already in, by the way, but like Soul of Iron 2 or some other soul, just like any type of buff to add solo self-found rules on your character and give you a title for doing it. That would add like basically constant replayability, and Blizzard loves replayability. It's like if I get to level 60 on their current rule set, I can make an alt on the solo self-found rule set as well. It's just a way to keep the game going for a long time and increase the actual lifespan of the service themselves. So OP, you have a severe misunderstanding of not only WoW but video game culture in general. First, there are only going to be a few hardcore servers. I'm guessing 1 or 2 per region, by the way. I would hope it's only 1, but it might be 2, but I'm hoping it's 1. I would rather have 1 very popular server than like 2 half popular ones. Even if there's layers or queues on one server, that's okay. You do not need to interact with that community in any way at all, in any iteration of the game. You literally do not have to be on the same server, exactly. Second, no death runs have a long and storied history in video games. They definitely do. We have them in RuneScape, I believe, even though I haven't replayed RuneScape. I'm that guy who haven't played RuneScape, I know. I think I played for 10 minutes in my life, so I have no experience with that. Diablo has one, and a bunch of other games, right? No dead playthrough achievements date way back to games like GoldenEye, and more recently the Soulsborne series has brought them back in a big way. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of titles that support small, no-death / hardcore communities, and many have existed for decades. None of those games were intended to be played that way either, but that's not the point. People have fun doing it, just like they do here. This is an incredibly misguided post and you should consider deleting it to save face. I think that was probably the point of the post as well, just to trigger people really. I think you're misunderstanding the point of why people are playing hardcore. Also, you're more than able to not play it either and continue playing classic era. Exactly, it's just like you don't have to play it. If someone else has fun playing hardcore and you don't, let them have fun. Not everyone has to have fun the same way. If I have fun one way, you don't have to. That's the good thing about hardcore servers. It's a way to kind of separate the people that do want hardcore and the people that don't want hardcore, right? It's literally just a brand new server type. It doesn't have to be a big deal. If you don't like hardcore, you can keep playing classic era. It doesn't have to be a big deal. The main reason why I personally think it's currently a big deal is that everyone playing on classic era, well, not everyone, but a majority of people playing on classic era, they also wanted fresh classic era servers or Season of Mastery 2, and they didn't get them. So they're probably directing a lot of their anger towards the hardcore community because we are getting what we want and they are not getting what they want, which makes sense for Blizzard in a business aspect, because if they push out fresh classic WoW and hardcore servers at the same time, they are competing with themselves, because a bunch of the people playing on the hardcore service right now would also play vanilla fresh if or when that comes out later down the line. So it's a good move by Blizzard, but it's bound to piss some people off. I just wanted to literally talk about this today and talk about the Doomer takes on hardcore servers. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think they will actually survive, or do you think they will fail? And give me a couple of reasons why or why not. Just like looking at some Doomer takes today, and once again I'll be posting another video probably in a couple of days where I'm talking about why I personally think the hardcore service could be a massive success, not only for Classic WoW but for World of Warcraft as a whole, and adding some aspects that I think Blizzard should really think about adding to increase the lifespan of the servers. Like I just mentioned real quick, the NPC where you can toggle challenges and get rewards for those challenges. Now those rewards should probably be titles or achievements, and please consider bringing some type of achievement system into the classic era servers. I feel like that by itself could also maybe increase the lifespan of the servers, but then again someone might be against me on that one, so there we go. That's the video though. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, leave a comment as well. Once again, having a bunch of discussions like this live on Twitch, and playing the PTR a bunch live on Twitch and Kick as well. Links down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.